Okay. All right, hang on. All right. Real hard now. All right. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Oh. What a sweetie. Excuse me, I'm sorry. There you are. Congratulations.
We're going to call him Dave.
You're going to call him Dave. That's great. Good luck to you. Take care. Good luck. Oh, my. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Oh, it's magic. It's a magic night, isn't it, Paul? A woman up there just gave birth to about a 10-month-old baby. Wearing a diaper. But, you know, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you couldn't do the real thing with everything.
No,
you know.
because it might be a little...
Uh-oh.
Oh, now, look at this! Yeah. Mr. Big Shot here now wants to come over.
I just came to invite you to the NBC employee party because I don't think I'll be going.
No, I guess not.
That's for you.
Oh, great.
I'm coming on October for...
Now, why aren't you coming on tonight?
Because I want to get dog tricks. I haven't learnt mine yet.
You were across the hall doing what? Live at 5?
Live at 5.
You did the Today Show. You did Good Morning America.
Yes.
You did Phil Donahue.
Yes.
What else have you done?
That's why I want to give you new, fresh, modern, young.
Well, we can't wait that long. It's a joke. Hold it. It's a joke. Relax.
It's a joke. Bastard. It's a joke. I'll be back in October. I just wanted them to see I love you, and you go and bring me back a sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, shut up.
We just gave birth here.
I
You ought to
saw.
say hello to Paul.
I say hello to Paul.
You're fabulous.
And you're the greatest dress I've ever seen since Edgar. I just watch you for fashion tips.
Thank you.
Goodbye, audience.
Yeah.
Good luck with the baby.
Thanks, Joe. Nice to see you. I appreciate it. Now what? Now, she won't be a guest on the show, but she'll come in here and show up and do what now? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything you can do to keep that kid quiet? Huh?
He's a little
All right, well, take him out. Just take the baby out. Do you mind? It's a page, and you just go on out. You folks can...
Wait. Is it okay if we stay? We've really been looking forward to your Mike Tyson tonight.
Oh, sure. All right, just give him the baby. All right. So you get it in the lobby, all right? Okay. All right, thank you very much. All right. It's a wacky night, isn't it, Paul?
What?
Oh, it's a wacky night.
Isn't it?
Do we have time for anything? Okay. Thank you very much, and welcome back to the show. Martin Mull is here, and how's your life lately? Everything all right?
It's real nice.
Yeah.
I got a brand new baby daughter, and I couldn't be happier.
Congratulations. What's her name?
Her name is Maggie Rose. Hi, Maggie Rose. And
It's a great name.
Yeah, she'll be a year November 1st.
Congratulations.
And my wife is wonderful. Thank you. And we're happy, and we're healthy, and we're doing well.
Last night on the program, Tracy Ullman was here, and she also just had a baby about 6 months ago.
I had nothing to do with it.
No, we...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. No. We met once at a restaurant. It was like, boom, ships in the night. It was nothing.
Well,
Believe me. I don't know. I know she tells that story.
Yeah.
But I was not the man.
Well, she wanted me to ask around, so that's all.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. You're a heck of a guy for doing it, too. It was Paul.
Now,
It was Paul.
how it's changed your life completely? Do you change the baby in the middle of the night and feed the baby and take care of the child? And
At the risk of invoking the wrath of every female in this country, whom I have nothing but the highest regard for,
Right.
and I have not changed diaper one at this point. Well, how about just the wrath of the people here tonight? That's enough to make you feel like dog dirt, isn't it?
why is that?
I have a very, very weak stomach, and my wife will say, "Whoa, you don't want to see this one," you know, that kind of thing. And before I know it, The baby's been changed. My wife has gotten another gold medal on her shoulder because she's a wonderful mother.
But you ought to get in there and do it. I mean, if you're going to be a father, that's the kind of thing you should at least do. And, I mean, your wife can't like it any more than you do.
I think I should, like, break myself into it, like maybe change it once when it's just wind.
Oh, God.
Now, I realize wind has 4 letters, Dave, but I think you can say that on the air.
Yeah, wind is all right.
I just want to make Joan Rivers look good tonight. Lord knows she needs the help.
Now, Martin, please, because... Our first guest is an Emmy Award-winning performer and a very funny woman, and next month you'll be able to see her every Sunday afternoon on the QVC channel. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Joan Rivers. I'm okay. Welcome to the program.
Hilarious.
Oh, really?
Hilarious.
What were you watching?
I love it when things go wrong.
Well, you come to the right place. Now, listen. I want to congratulations, but I know it's sort of belated. But you had a grandson.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's your first one?
Kid hates me.
Kid hates you.
Kid hates you. You never met. You know, you're supposed to like. They're supposed to like be fun. Mm-hmm. They're boring.
Really?
You know, it's like they don't answer you. Hello, hello, doll, doll. It's like talking to Christy Brinkley. I mean, there's no. Have you ever talked to her? Yeah. You wouldn't go like that. It's like.
Now, this is Melissa, your daughter, is the mother. And the two of you, we see a lot of you doing the award shows.
The award shows, yeah.
How did that begin?
You never do those. Mm-hmm. You never come down the aisle.
No, I never do.
Hi, Dave.
No, I never come down
what
the aisle.
you wearing?
Yeah, no,
it's like...
But how did that begin? And you must enjoy it. Do you like doing that? Do people get upset with you for that?
I don't know. I did it because it was free trip out to L.A. to see Melissa. You know, so that already... Want to work with Melissa and we'll pay expenses. Right. Already, it's terrific. And then it's fun, but except you have to be careful what you ask them. You know, like everyone's nervous and they're all saying things like, "There are no losers tonight." Well, excuse me, they're going to be a lot of losers here. So it's hard because they're your friends, and if they're looking crappy, it's very hard to say, "Ugh," you know. So that's tough.
And your job is to make jokes, and sometimes they don't understand you're just making jokes.
Yeah.
I have the same problem here every night.
Well, yeah.
Every night.
But,
people are always upset with me.
Kathy Bates one night, I think she's a great actress. I really think she's a fabulous actress. And I made some little joke that if she had not been on the Titanic, it wouldn't have gone down. So right away, well, she's heavy.
Yeah, oh, she's heavy.
Well,
I see.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it now.
So they say she's very upset. You don't want to upset anybody. I'm trying to. So I write her a letter, and I said, "I really love you, and I'm terribly sorry. And I rooted for you in Misery," which I thought was a very funny letter.
Yeah, right.
Well, she felt like they felt. Yeah. I was like, no, but you don't want to hurt anybody.
No. Well, I'm sure if Kathy Bates is watching tonight, you smooth it over nicely here.
Nicely.
How was your day? Everything all right today?
Terrible.
What happened?
Well, no, first of all, I'm jet lagged, so if I seem like a little, it's because I flew from London. I was back and forth, and I took the overnight, so I arrived, and now I am the head of my condo board, which tells you already who lives in the building, and I land literally at 6:30, and I go to the condo board meeting, and you just think, like, just get me out of here, God. Let me get through this, and we'll vote for the new awning, and we'll go home. And one of the women, who is a wacko, Yetta Bernstein, says, "I'm sorry I'm late." And nobody believes this. She said, "I was abducted by aliens last night." And you go, not this morning. You know, because nobody comes to Fifth Avenue to abduct. Am I right?
Well, probably not, no.
They don't go, they go to morons. They don't go to Yale. They don't go to... Have you ever heard of an alien landing at Yale or Harvard? It's always two asses with Coors beer and a semi, you know, that's who they land.
That's right. So the poor woman thinks she was abducted.
Swear to God. So I'm sitting there, and the woman is telling us a story, and you want to say, and I'm head of the board, so you have to go, that's very interesting, Yetta. Can we move on and vote for the new uniforms? And she's going, I'm telling you. And you want to say, listen, you fool. You stupid bitch. Why would they come 6 million light years from Mars to take you back to Mars? What are you going to teach them? How to buy wholesale? What are you going to teach them? It was a nightmare. So,
Wow. All right. That would be upsetting for anybody. We'll be right back here with Joan Rivers, everybody. I want to take a minute here to talk about how you look, your appearance. You seem to be very youthful looking.
Oh, yeah, sure. Right. Compared to what?
Well, no, I just and I wanted to know, and forgive me if this is an indelicate question, have you had a little,
No.
work?
No. Dave, I'm one of those women that says, as God put me, are you out of your mind? I have spent so much money, it would have been cheaper to get new DNA.
Really?
I'm telling you.
What all can you run down the...
I haven't actually done that. I'm probably the only one that admits it, if you know what. Because every woman that sits in this chair, somewhere there's a stitch at one point.
Probably so. That's right.
I had my face done, and then I also had my nose done.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does it mean you had it done? It was because it seemed like there was nothing wrong with it.
Oh, please.
Really?
It was like, you know.
But you could breathe through it, right?
I could breathe through it.
Well, there you go.
That's about it. I could also touch the ground with it and pick up... I could pick up peanuts, you know. So...
All right, so you had the face and the nose.
And then I had Botox, but everybody now has Botox.
Now, this is they inject you with the...
There's a woman in New York named Pat Wexler, and everybody goes to her. I mean, you sit in the waiting room, it's like a joke. You say, oh, my God, oh, my God. Mm-hmm. And can I tell you one story? Which is,
sure.
They had a birthday party for her, and they invited the world, and everybody came. Now, she's a very nice woman, but she's this big, and she's a little Jewish lady. No one wanted to admit they were her patients. They all said, we're just personal friends. You go, what a personality this woman has, you know. And nobody admitted they had Botox. So they bring out Pat's cake, and she said, everybody's singing. They're all going, They went to blow out the candles, and it was so funny because nobody would admit they had it but me.
Yeah. Now, is there a risk of overdoing the Botox or the surgery? Can you do too much of that, do you think?
What? I don't know. I just think it makes you look better. I mean, you're a man, but even men are getting it done now. It's all in our business. You have to look good, you know. And everyone's got the boobs and the this and the that. My breasts, you know, that's the next thing I'm going to do. Oh, please!
You look fine.
They went down looking for the minors. They passed my boobs. I mean,
Really?
Really? Good uncle.
Stunned to hear that.
No, but people want to look. Don't you feel better when you look good?
Well, I'll tell you something candidly. I'm thinking in the next couple of years of going to Mexico for an ass job. But I don't know yet.
I'll give you the name.
You know the guy.
I know them all.
All right, now listen, I would like you to come back again. You've never been on this show.
Isn't that amazing?
It's just stupid. I'm sorry about that. But
well,
please,
I'm delighted to see you.
Come back. And you're working in London now. And
Westbury, I'm going
Thursday, August 22nd,
Yeah.
you'll be out at Westbury Music Fair in Long Island.
I just keep going.
Good show. Nice to see you, Joan.
A pleasure to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Joan
you.
Rivers, everybody. We'll be right back with Zoe Deschanel. Also great. Nice going. Is that new?
It's a blast from the past.
Really?
A blast, yeah, the emotions.
Sounds wonderful.
Don't want to lose your life.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Our next guest is an Emmy Award-winning performer and a very funny woman. On Sunday, she'll host an E-Channel coverage of the 2003 Golden Globe Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Joan Rivers. Welcome back to the program.
Glad to be back. Okay.
I talked about this earlier. Can you talk about this thing or not?
No.
You can't talk about it at all?
I have a wonderful lawyer slash plastic surgeon because, you know.
Really? That's amazing.
What's the joke? He chases ambulances and then he jumps in. And, no, it's a tempest in a teacup or an A cup, haha. And the only thing I could say, because the papers, it must have been a slow week. The papers just truly made such a thing. The only thing I've been reading that's really been true is they said I said, which absolutely is true, do you know who I am? And that's because I'm in my 60s. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I go like, you know, do you know who I am and do you know where I live?
But it was in a rental car place. Was that part true?
Yeah, that part is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was no gun involved. I just made that up.
Please.
Yeah. But the
You look, I'm a Jewish woman. You know, a gun.
But the account was that you heaved something at somebody. You tossed something.
You know, it's like I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, but people always think the worst. I'm the one at the airport, Dave. I swear I'm the one they take out of line. I went to yes, somebody got. I'm coming back from doing People's Choice last Sunday night. I'm on the plane, and they say to me, "Get off the plane. We want to check your luggage."
Ooh.
And I missed my plane because they went through my luggage. They found, I swear to you, they found a tweezer. A tweezer. How am I gonna hijack a plane with a tweezer? I'm gonna grab the pilot and say, "Take me to Cuba or I'll pluck you to death." What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
A tweezer.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound.
Makes no sense. It's always me.
Well, I hope the thing is settled and will go away and everything will be fine.
Oh, it will. You know, 10 or 12 years. It's just.
Now, other than that ugly episode, how have you been? Have you been all right? No, you're not good.
No, and I'm sorry. And it's just that January. Don't you get depressed in January? You know, all that build up with the holidays.
Sure, that's right.
And it's just. I don't know if it's age. I don't mean to dwell on age, but like my friends are changing. Michael Jackson used to be a very good friend of mine.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Really?
yes. When he was a child.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
little kid, sure.
I watched him grow and change in many ways, and you know, and it's. But he's. We always used to exchange January. We always exchange on 12th night, which is like the 6th of January. Gifts, and I would always send him, I don't know how, it's hankies, always hankies. Right. And this year, I suddenly realized, I can't send him hankies, he has no nose.
I see.
I don't know what to do. It's like, what do you say?
You can always use a hanky for heaven's sakes.
Well, maybe put over the kids' faces, I don't know. I'm so sorry for them. How can those kids?
I don't know anything about it.
I mean, how can they grow up when you're going to meet one of them as an adult and you're going to say, "So tell me about yourself." "Well, I lived in Never Never Land. My father had no nose and he walked backward." They'll put him away. They don't have a chance in hell.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, but it hurts because they're my friends.
Yeah.
And then my mother. I don't want to complain. I'm
No,
so
that's
happy
all
to
right.
be on the
No,
show.
I want you to be able to get it off your chest. If you
Yeah,
don't
well,
mind.
you know, I'll give you my number so you can call me and complain back sometimes.
Okay, that's
because
fine. That's
it's
fine.
just,
But you mentioned your mother-in-law?
she was an old lady, and she finally, she died.
I'm sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
and we had to cremate her. And, and that brings up all kinds of things, because she never liked me, you know.
I didn't know that.
And I was married for 21 years. She referred to me as Edgar's first wife. She would say, "This is..."
See, that's not good.
And then she became... This is a sad story.
It is a little sad, yes.
She became senile, and my husband was dead, and she would still say, he's going to leave you. And I used to say, Mom, he's left me. He's left me. He's left you. And the whole thing is she's old and she died. And we cremated her. And that brings up, do I want to be cremated? You know, Jews are not supposed to be cremated.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
No, you're supposed to be not cremated. And yet I think it's for ecological reasons that you should be cremated. And then I'm scared because I watch 6 Feet Under.
Oh, sure.
And, you know, they lose ashes.
Is that right?
And you don't watch the show?
No.
Oh, strange things happen. And I'm so scared. What if, I'm cremated and my ashes get lost and I get snuffed and snorted by Whitney Houston?
Oh.
I don't want to end up like that.
Well, no, I can understand that. Nobody would want to end up like... No.
I want to die like my grandfather died, peacefully in his sleep, not like the other people in the car with him. That's my wish. That's my wish.
Oh, my God.
I don't think too much for an old lady to ask.
No, I don't think it is. You poor, dear, troubled soul.
That's why I'm here.
My God. All right, we'll be right back here with Joan Rivers, everybody. Nice job. Sounded great again. Joan Rivers. Now let's try and talk about something maybe a little more uplifting for you.
Yes.
Now, are you? It's none of my business, but I'll ask anyway. Are you seeing anyone? Are you dating? Do you?
At this age, yes, and it's so disgusting.
It's tough.
When you're in bed with someone, you're going to scream out bingo. I mean, it's just.
No.
They're old. I'm old. And it's hard because these guys show up and they look fine. Mm-hmm. And then you realize, they're kind of like they're losing it a little bit. I had dinner the other night with this man, perfectly lovely, and halfway through he said to me, "You're not my wife." And you go like, "No."
Wow.
Where's Helen? Where's Helen?
Oh, no. That's awful.
It's so sad.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing, because we all, as we get... See, when you date when you're young, you don't listen. I tell you my heart,
I'm sorry,
and you just laugh at it so hard.
Where's Helen? I particularly like that.
Helen is with the angels, Mr. Schwartz. Anyhow. And she would have tipped better than you. But anyhow. When you're young, you have no baggage. As they get older... It's not. You don't go out with them when you really start to go with someone. You go with the family, And I was going with this one guy. He had a niece who talked baby talk. Yeah. 56-year-old woman. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
That's not good.
And you just want to say, I can't stand. I like you, but keep little boop out of my bed. I don't know what I have. Yeah. The woman is wearing drool-proof lipstick, and she's going, I didn't mean to have. Where should I put my gloves? Where the sun don't shine, you stupid bitch. That's where you put your gloves. It's like. They get me crazy. So
you need to do what you need to do.
You need to do what you need to. And Melissa's trying to fix me up, my daughter.
Oh, well, that's good or not good?
Well, Robert Blake, I don't know. I don't know.
That's awful.
I said to her, Melissa, are you sure? We do the award shows together. Yeah. And I think she likes me. I mean, men with their mothers have very special relationships. Mm-hmm. Girls and their mothers are always, she worries about it. She's I know she's sneaky. If you don't feel good, Mom, call 912. And that's the kind of thing just get over there.
Well, that's
but the kid loves me, and that's nice.
Oh, the grandchild?
The grandson,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is great. Mm-hmm. I never thought, and last time I was here, I talked about, because children are boring, and you're not supposed to say this as a grandparent. Mm-hmm. Everyone's supposed to say, oh, when they show the pictures. Yeah. I don't carry pictures, and when people show me one picture, when they show you 1,000 pictures of the same ugly child, and I mean, it's like... And at Christmas, they put that assy hat on it, like that's going to help. I hate that. My grandson, the only thing is, and it's my fault, and I'm worried, because when I'm a double tasker. You know, I run my jewelry company, I do this, I do that, I do everything. So when I go to California to see him, I always have like a little plastic surgery at the same time. So, well, you're out there.
That's right.
You got 4 days.
Why not take
slap a
advantage
bandage on, you know. So he's never seen me without a bandage. So the other night, Melissa calls me. She said, it's so cute. They were watching Return of the Mummy. And he ran over to the TV and was going, Grandma, Grandma. Isn't that sweet?
It's very touching.
That's sweet.
Lovely. It is lovely. Now, you do these like the Golden Globes.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, and you do that in the Merv Griffin Hotel, the Beverly
Merv's.
Hilton. Yeah. And what is that like out there with the stars and stuff and celebrities?
Well, Melissa.
Fun, right?
Oh, Melissa and I both do it. And it's fun. And, well, you know, it's like your show. It's fun, but it's also work. I mean, you're out there, and it's hot.
Yeah.
And you're grabbing strangers and talking to them, you know, and trying to get them. It's like being a hooker in Miami Beach, you know. Come here, let me talk to you. But it's wonderful in a way.
Yeah.
And except a lot of them don't, not a lot, but there's certain ones always come by and
Right.
stop. Julia Roberts, Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson. There's a whole group that stops, Sharon Stone. And then there are a couple that don't like me, and that hurts.
Well, they're nervous. They're afraid. They're uncertain, probably.
Or they just don't like me. You know, it could be.
I don't know. I think it's probably insecurity.
Yeah, I hope so. Well,
Yeah.
Diana Ross never stopped, but then I found out she drinks. So, you know. So,
That's all right. Sure.
Lady Slurs the Blues was her first movie. So, so I forgive her.
Now, who else doesn't seem to come by?
Oh, Edie Falco. And that breaks my heart because I knew her in New York when she was fun. You know, like a hot little cookie. Now she's an actor, not even an actress. You've had that kind on the
sure,
show,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm an actor. It's a woman. Do you have a sex change? What do you mean? You're an actress. I'm an actor. This is a woman. She has her resume tattooed on her ass. Don't give me you're an actor. You know, she's like so fancy. And Russell Crowe.
Well, he's a very big star, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, but I'm glad, because...
What's the problem? Really? You don't care for Russell?
Lethal Weapon. It is... You've had him on.
I don't know what
You
to
got to sit downwind of Russell Crowe. It's just...
Oh, my. Now, Sunday, we'll be able to see you on the Golden Globe Award coverage on the E! Channel. Is that right?
Yes,
All right.
pre-show. And then Monday, we do the fashion review, the Fashion Police, which is really great.
Recap of the awards.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
good
is
for you.
really, we tell the truth.
Well, I hope 2003 picks up for you a little bit.
It's helped me a lot, Doctor.
Well, it's helped me a great deal as well.
So
Joan Rivers, everybody. We'll be right back with Kathleen Edwards.
If I ever leave you, I love you. I love you, baby.
God. Paul Schaefer. Joan Rivers on the cake
tonight.
Very nice. Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at her. She looks
Fantastic.
fantastic. Joan, thank you.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you.
Nice job. What a night.
Wow.
Lovely Felicia Collins, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. The Shape Tone, America's mighty, mighty party and show band.
Lounge and show band.
Our first guest is a comedy legend and the subject of a fascinating, highly acclaimed new documentary entitled Joan Rivers, A Piece of Work, and it's in theaters now. Please welcome the one, the only, Joan Rivers. Joan, come on out. What do you have there? You have a little something there?
I have all my little props, and I have Edgar in here.
What do you mean you have? This is your late husband?
Yeah.
What do you mean he's in there?
I have his little ashes, a little bit of the ashes.
Is it? I mean, is that legal?
It doesn't matter. There he is.
Oh my gosh! And you carry those with you everywhere?
No, just when I go on late night, because we were banned for so long. So I like to say, "Look, we're back."
Uh-huh. Oh golly!
Doesn't it?
Now, is that true? You say you were banned from late night. Is there any truth to that?
Look how often I've been on this. Let's not go there.
Well, we
I don't
never.
even know who you are, really.
Well, why would you be any different than the rest of America? But no, we never banned you from this show.
No, but I wasn't booked. I mean, I think you have to be booked.
Are you talking about just this show specifically?
No, I'm talking about all late night, but let's not even go. What's his name? The one that's not funny, Leno.
Mm-hmm.
It's like never. And darling, he could use help. And it just happened. It was all about the Carson mess, and it doesn't matter. You move on.
Now you refer to the Carson mess. Explain what it is.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk. It's so old, and this audience was probably, not even born
No, I
yet.
think they would like to hear.
No, just when I left, Carson decided I had left.
Well, no, first of all, Joan, now wait a second. You were a guest on Johnny's show many, many times.
And I was the hostess.
And then you were the
Permanent
guest host.
hostess.
And then you became the permanent guest host.
Yes.
And then you left to do a
My own
competitive
Fox.
show on Fox.
And
you called up Johnny, and what happened?
I'm leaving to do my own show. First call, and he slammed the phone down. And I called him again, and he slammed the phone down and never spoke to me again, ever, ever, ever.
And he had been certainly a supporter and mentor of yours.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
He was the one that gave me the break.
Yeah.
He was the one that.
And you feel because of that, NBC in particular would not ever welcome you back.
Something. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
21 years of scratching on the window. Nothing.
Well, maybe that's why. Well, now listen. This, Joan, this movie, I had no idea, and I started watching it this afternoon, and from the first frame, you're hooked. It's a fascinating look, and it's refreshing because it's so candid, and the portrayal of you is so endearing, really endearing, and I was greatly pleased. It must be. I mean, why did you decide to do the documentary?
Because I do everything. Do you know what I'm saying? I have a career that you just go through every door because you don't know what's going to hit.
That's right.
And these two girls that did the documentary, they had done a documentary in Darfur and one on a man that was electrocuted and shouldn't have been. So I said, perfect for me. And.
Do you have?
I knew they'd have a different point of view.
Yeah, that's right. But now,
it'd be a definite different.
I mean, when you agree to something like that, you take it good and bad. Were you worried that it was going to be slanted negatively?
But if you're going to agree to something, David, I'm not making a joke. If you're going to do a documentary, either do it all out or don't do it. And I hate. Does that make sense?
Documentary filmmakers.
I hate when they have these documentaries, people that everyone despises. Sluts, tramps. Oh, she's a wonderful girl. I mean, you know, I hate those kind of documentaries. So I said, let's just do it and tell the truth. And we just, 14 months, they followed me everywhere.
Now, you know what I was taken by, and I haven't finished it. I'm hoping to finish it tonight or tomorrow. But we see you, you've written a play, and it's in production in Scotland, and then you take it to London, and you're hoping that the play is well received so you can bring it to New York City. Well, it doesn't go as well as you had hoped.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a great lesson to see how you dealt with that, and not only how you dealt with that, but that you were willing to let everyone in the world see how you dealt with that.
But also, at this age, I'm going to keep it, I'm 77, that I sat up this morning, already 6 people were very upset in my relatives. You know, that's like, they all applaud. You reach an age, you say 77, they applaud because they hope the sound will make me die and they can get my apartment.
The shock will kill you,
I see. The shock
see.
will kill you, and then my relatives get the apartment, the jewelry. But I just thought, if you're going to do it, tell the truth or don't do it.
Well,
that's my whole life.
Now, and I think that in the course of the documentary, you also changed management. Is that correct?
And I'm not allowed to talk about that.
You're not allowed to talk about that?
No, because...
Legally,
yeah.
And
But we changed management.
Here's a guy that I had known was your manager forever.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I have a friend in the mafia who says, everything comes to an end. And one way or another.
Oh, my God. Friend in the mafia.
But don't you love that? Everything comes to an end.
One way or another.
He also says, some people don't deserve to live. And I never question.
Well, no. Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Yes. Yeah, certainly words to live by. Now, but let me ask you this. The thing has been in theaters for how long now, the documentary?
It's been in theaters about 4 weeks, and it's just doing packed business.
No, I can believe it. And I also would believe that this will now cement your legend, your legacy, and your reputation as being a comedy great. Don't you think so?
It's a little late. You know what I mean? Except thank God for Betty White. She gives you, courage to go on. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fabulous. Thank God for Betty White. But it's, I don't know. Age sucks anyhow. I mean, you're getting up there too, but I mean, I'm really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm 63.
Yeah, I mean, and suddenly you go, at this age, what I hate are the women, or the men, but especially the women that don't face it. I mean, you got to face them. Older, I might as well tell the truth, blah, blah, blah. I have one friend, I don't want to mention names, Goldie Hawn, who is just, no, but, and she'll say, would you believe I have a grown-up daughter? And you want to go, yes. I mean, it's, yes.
Not that hard to believe.
I believe it.
Oh, God.
It's just a thing that happens.
And when, tell me, I think we talked about this the last time you were on the show.
10 years ago.
Was it 10 years ago?
No, it was probably about 7.
Yeah.
I remember you because you still had your freshman beanie cap on.
Yeah, that's right. That's my freshman beanie. But the plastic surgery. Now, did you? You don't look exactly like the Joan Rivers I used to know.
No. But I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
No, I'm just scared when I die, I'll get to heaven and God won't recognize me.
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
But now, see, here's the deal. What I remember of you, and we would see one another. Yes, and I thought it's a good-looking woman. And so, what was whose idea was it to say let's have some things done?
It's our business is so youth-oriented.
Well, that's true, yes.
And everybody, it's all about hello. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit here on the couch.
Do that again. It's all about what?
Hello.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's
That's right. That's how I got the job. Exactly.
Hello. So you do little tweaks. And I think if a woman wants to look good, or a man, do it. It's not about anybody else. It's about when you get up in the morning, you look at yourself, you know?
And when you get up in the morning, you're pleased with how the surgery has worked out? I don't know why we're laughing.
When you,
What do we?
when you walk in the kitchen and the dog throws up, you know,
Yeah.
time for another tweak.
No.
I don't know. At this age, you know, you're just so glad. I date. I still go out.
What kind of guys do you date?
Old. I mean, they're just.
Old or wealthy guys, probably, right?
Most of them are wealthy,
Yeah.
but truly, you don't know if they're going to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll call up and they'll say, like, if you're still there at 6 o'clock, I'll pick you up for dinner. It was in the paper. One man died. I was at.
Really?
Yes, in Le Cirque restaurant.
Actually, right there?
Yes.
Oh, my
died.
That gives the whole evening a black eye, doesn't it? It just.
You don't know.
Oh, my God. Now, what was
I had to reach in his pocket to get the American Express card. It was just
But now, what was the? You were almost arrested somewhere, getting on a plane with a gun. What was that?
my life was full.
Yeah.
No, well, I was in Costa Rica.
What were you doing in Costa Rica?
My grandson. I have a 9-year-old grandson, Cooper, and I try to do a lot with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we just watched. Oh, what was that stupid thing? The World Cup. Oh God. Well, that's very butch to watch. You know, if I want to see foreigners running around and screaming, I'll go to Arizona. So I don't need. So we sat and we watched.
That's right.
So we'd go to Costa Rica to swim with the dolphins.
Beautiful.
Ugh. Yeah, but you know, and all that, and sharks. The whole thing is just so. And coming home, I had an AKA, also known as a passport, and they decided I was a terrorist. This is not a joke. Left alone, last one in the airport because they had gone to California, and they wouldn't let me. Do I look like a terrorist? Does a terrorist, as I kept saying to them, order a kosher meal? I am not a terrorist. They wouldn't let me on the plane.
Oh my God!
It was a nice. I had to stay overnight.
And how long were you detained?
I was detained 24 hours in Costa Rica. They thought they couldn't understand AKA, also known as. First of all, my name is Rosenberg.
That's your husband's.
That's my husband's name. I'm going to pick Rosenberg for AKA. I'll pick Vanderbilt, Rockefeller. Hello, Joan Rosenberg. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And did you get an apology from the Costa Ricans?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yours? I found that fascinating. They didn't apologize. Also, the swimming with sharks is so horrible.
Yeah.
You know, you pay $250 and you get in the water and swim with sharks. So I stood next to the fattest woman I could find.
We'll be right back with Joan Rivers, everybody.
Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. Now you went on the Celebrity Apprentice, and you were the big winner of the Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Was that a fun experience for you? A good experience? What was that
It was
like?
great afterwards. You get so caught up in it, you know what I mean, that you really say everything, which is what makes it wonderful.
It's a legitimate competition.
Lack of sleep, 7 a.m. in the morning till 11 o'clock at night,
Really?
6 days.
Yeah.
You turn, everybody's your enemy. It was very tough, but I
And-
made $500,000 for my charity.
Wow! Well, congratulations.
That
Good
was
for you.
great.
And did you spend much time with Donald Trump?
No, Donald comes in very professional. You've had him on. Very professional. I ended up really liking him. Very smart.
Yeah, I would think that the two of you would get along, or if not, kindred spirits, actually.
Yeah, but I have, again, just plows right through. I love people that just move ahead.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always the case, but now we have like Lindsay Lohan going to
don't-
prison, and
here we go.
and Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, something made him very angry.
Yeah. Is he here? Because he's very short. Maybe he can answer himself. I don't know. I've been reading, the New York Times had a big piece. He has to go into psychiatry, and he has to get a psychiatrist, and he knows all about, he has to find his feminine side. And I don't want him to find his feminine side because he'll beat the crap out of it. I just say, just keep him where he is.
Yeah.
But you know, this man, I mean, his bumper sticker is my other car is an oven. I mean, this is not what you... Oh,
Really?
grow
I didn't realize that.
This man...
That's his bumper sticker. I didn't know that.
I think you should do a box set, and we could sell it on QVC. His rant on Jews, his rant on blacks, his rant on Chinese. Just, you know, automatically they can come
Time
at
life.
you.
Sure, get right in on that.
1995.
Now, and Lindsay Lohan, and here's a kid who just couldn't be more popular, and her career was exciting, and then now, I don't know, she's going to jail.
You know, you talk about Twitters and all that stuff. I do a lot of that stuff, and on my, every night I do like a joke on my Twitter.
Oh, good.
So I did a stupid little joke. Lindsay Lohan is on a, what did I say? Lindsay Lohan is on a liquid diet, 80 proof. Cute.
Yeah. Very nice, sure.
You know,
Yeah.
cute. So, this, I don't know, this lover of hers, this ex-lover, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. I hope it's a girl, because as a young boy, she's so ugly, even Michael Jackson wouldn't want her. So, it's just... So, they came down on me. Like, you shouldn't do jokes about Lindsay. And you want to say, get her into rehab, for God's sake. Don't worry about what Joan Rivers does a joke on Twitter.
Right. Try to save the poor woman who's in trouble. Yeah, exactly right. Now, do you mentioned QVC, and you had a line of jewelry. Do you still have the jewelry?
Oh,
and you're making a lot of money with that,
No.
right? What?
No.
How can you not be making a lot of...
It's a career move. My whole life has been career moves. I'm 196 years old, and my manager still says it's a career move. Next time we'll hear ka-ching.
Yeah.
You know, at this point. But I love the designing of the jewelry.
So you design your own jewelry.
I design
But
my
I thought that anybody who goes on the QVC, it's like a money-making machine.
That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
You know, but
well, who is making all the money if we're not making all the money?
I don't know, and I'd like to find out.
The Chinese probably making it all.
The Chinese are making a lot of money. Everyone around me is making a lot of money. You know, I'm not starving by any means.
Now, describe for me your lifestyle. How do you live? Is it an extravagant?
I live very simply.
Simple?
I have 4 and help.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
I have 4 and help.
Yeah.
I like to live well. I just think, and I work very hard, and I have finger bowls at night. I just like my table set beautifully. Right. I like, if I see something pretty, I buy it. And Melissa, you know, oh my God, I'm going to leave it to Melissa. And for a while, we weren't even talking.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was bad.
What was the estrangement there?
She thought she wasn't wanted as a child, and she thought I'd try to have an abortion, which is ridiculous. And well, she was born with a coat hanger in her ear, so I can understand. But we've made up. We've made up.
Check, please. Because we have to, if I could just... Now, is that true that she felt that she was unloved as a child? I find that hard to believe.
I think she felt she was, and I was a very good mother. I was a second-grade mother. You know what I mean? I did the first Brownie troupe that they based Camp Beverly Hills on. That was me. I think I was a good mother. I think she's wonderful with Cooper, my grandson. She's amazing. You have a child, amazing with Cooper. And she took in, which is very interesting, she took in a child for 2 weeks, a foster child from Australia. Her very good friend is Nicole Kidman, and who is gorgeous, and all the children. She's tall. She always comes in the house. She's in the red dress with the white face. She looks like a ketchup bottle. But the point is, she had Melissa bring over a child for 2 weeks from a click tribe in.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, they don't talk in Australia. They click. Like,
I don't know. This is Aboriginal people?
I guess. Yeah, he's short, little, and. For 2 weeks, he'd see me and go, at the garage door would open and close and open and close. shut up! You know? A friend of mine had a pacemaker, and she died. And
Oh, boy. Well, you just never know, do you?
You never know.
You never do know.
What comes
Yeah,
out?
let's take a look at the a bit of the documentary.
That'd be great.
Okay, it's Joan Rivers, a piece of work. It's in theaters now, and I really enjoyed it. I think you should be very pleased with this. What are we going to see here, Joan?
I don't know. They sent the clip. It's Ricky Stern and Andy Samberg are the two filmmakers, and they sent you the clip.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's showing. I keep jokes on file.
All right.
And I think it's
Every
showing,
joke you've ever used in your
I
act.
try to file it away.
Okay.
And I think that's what you're going to see.
Okay, let's take a look here. There you go. Joan Rivers, a piece of work. Good to see you, Joan. Enjoy your summer.
Thank you. You too. Thank
Joan
you.
Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Our first guest is a comedy legend. Boy, she got her work cut out for her tonight. She is the star of a new reality series entitled Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best. It premieres on January 25th. Here's the one, the only Joan Rivers. Welcome back.
First of all, before we even want to start, Monday you had Snooki on.
Right.
And I want to compliment your writers, the writers, to do the top 10 and not use any word over 2 syllables. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Now,
And her parents, I know them, and they were thrilled because it was a television first. Did you hear from them?
No.
Yeah, it's the first time ever on television she was seen without a drink or a penis in her hand, and they are so excited. So excited.
so excited. Well, I can understand them being excited. Sure.
So you've done something nice
Oh,
for the
good.
family.
I feel much better now.
That's-
Now, you and was there a little feud between Snooki and yourself?
No, well, I do the fashion police on
Yes.
TV, and we had done a little joke. A joke. We had said it was hard getting her dressed because it took 4 people. 2 to stuff her in the dress and 2 to hold a plate of donuts. So she heard. It's a little joke.
Yeah.
And she got upset, so we had her on the show, and she was adorable.
That's good, yeah.
She was adorable.
I also heard that there was some friction between yourself and the 8+ Kate lady. What's her name?
Kate Gosselin.
Yeah, well, what was that all about?
Well, no, I don't like that much reality television. Even though Melissa and I are doing the new show, which is reality. But hey,
It's all right.
a check's a check.
Exactly.
So,
And a Swede's a Swede.
there's some television shows like Bristol Pale, and I thought was an idiot. You know, very.
On the dancing show.
Dancing. So I didn't like. And Kate Gosselin got me crazy, and she got upset because I said every time they swung her around on Dancing with the Stars, I was scared 3 more kids would come out.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I see.
you get nervous.
Yeah, of course you get nervous. Of course, that's the first thing. You get nervous, yeah.
The only good thing with her, and you're a man, so you don't understand this, but she's got this big uterus, and I always worry. I worry about terrorists. And so I think if they're nearby and she's there, we just all go into her uterus and we're safe.
You're right, I don't understand about that.
There'd be room for all of us.
Now listen, Joan, I think it was a year ago you were talking about your trip to Costa Rica.
Yes.
And there was trouble at the airport, but yet you went back this year for a holiday there.
Stupid. I went back. I was on right after that.
Yeah.
And if you remember, they had literally not let me on the plane.
That's right.
They'd kept me 24 hours. They thought I was a terrorist. This is the truth. I mean, a Jewish terrorist. Like, how many terrorists order a kosher meal? As I said, I mean, this is just stupid. So it makes no sense. So I went back because Melissa loves it. Melissa and my grandson love Costa Rica and the beaches. So I said, let's try again.
Sure.
And I went on the beach, but I'm too old. Do you get into a bathing suit still?
Yeah, I don't. I kind of don't like it. No.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. At this age, the two pieces, the one piece. I mean, it's like, you know, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, just wrong. So, and I'm sitting on the beach all dressed, which I hate, and nobody's looking at you, because the men want a hot woman, you know, and you're sitting there, and because men like sexy women. Yeah. And that's what, it's, and I have sex appeal still,
sure.
But I just don't use it. I think it's wrong, Dave. I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, no, I understand.
I could turn on every single person, but it's all about the tongue. The tongue.
Really?
Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer explained this to me. So ask me a question, I'll show you without sex appeal and with sex appeal.
Did you enjoy the New Year's?
I did indeed. Yes, thank you. That's now ask me again.
Okay. Did you enjoy the New Year's?
I love the New Year. It was fun. Watch the band.
Yeah.
It's all in the tongue, I know. I'm excited over here.
It just, that's how you get men. I could do it like that, but I don't want to trade on.
I've been to that dentist, by the way. But what about the idea of men seeing you naked?
Well, I look forward to going through the scanner. I look forward. It's my last moment. Yeah, my gynecologist examines me over the phone, so at least there's nothing left.
Wow.
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
So I go through the scanner, and you just have to remember, and you're not there yet, and most people aren't there yet, except Betty White, that bitch. We'll get to her in a minute. That's, wow. Taking all my, she's 88, back from the dead, and she's taking all my jobs.
Really?
Look who's back.
Yeah. Well, good for everyone.
Not for me.
No,
not for me.
No.
Every time I almost got the Depends commercial because and I did a great audition, by the way. I just stood there, simple, and urinated. I said, gentlemen, this is it.
Yeah.
She got it.
But
so I go through the scanner.
Right.
I go through the scanner because you know, you have to go through. But my body, I like to think, and my vagina is like Newark.
no, wait a minute. What are you saying? Say that again.
I laugh, but I'm in tears inside.
Yeah.
My vagina is like Newark. Men know it's there, but they don't want to visit.
Well, yeah.
That's the age.
Okay,
it's
well,
age.
I'll take your word for it, sure.
It's age.
And what is the show Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best? Now, tell us about what is that?
It's I moved in with Melissa, and we and it is a reality show. Any mother coming to live with their daughter is a reality show, and we're good. We're very close. I mean, you know, and I try to be as nice to her as I possibly can.
Sure.
Because one day I may need part of her liver, so I try, you know.
Well, it starts January 25th. I hope it's a big hit for you, Joan.
I hope so, too.
Pleasure to see you again. I wish you would come back more often than once a
love
year.
you.
Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best, January 25th. Thank you very much. Very funny, Joan. Thank you. We'll be right back with Jeff Caldwell, everybody.
Trying to get to you for a long time.
Our first guest tonight is a true comic legend and the star of a television series entitled Fashion Police. You can see it Fridays at 10:30 p.m. on E! Please welcome the one, the only, Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Joan.
Dress is so damn tight.
Well, you look wonderful.
Oh, please.
Wow, look at this. What do we call that? That's
We call that fat old pig.
No.
But it is a... Now, I was in China and I gained weight. So
Really? What were you eating?
Dog. They eat dog. You know that.
Well, I thought it was lean.
Do you know the calories in a puppy?
No.
Have you ever
Now listen.
362 points
It's-
calories.
It seems to me like every time you're on the show, there's been airline trouble.
Terrible.
Am I right about that?
I swear to you, I don't want to blame it on you. Continental Airlines, this is my third time on the show.
Right.
3 years ago, Costa Rica, if you remember, they
Yes,
wouldn't let me
that's
on.
right.
Like I'm a terrorist.
You're on the no-fly.
No-fly
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Like a terrorist does not order a kosher meal. So that was then. Then, 2 years ago, the stewardess comes up, we lost your luggage, we lost your luggage.
Yeah.
And the pilot walked through wearing my dress. So, okay, I forget. But
Wow.
this year, I swear to you, Friday in Houston, and I'm very nice. Hello, where is my seat? And this bitch, where's your seat? It's 3 inches below where it was last year. I mean, for no reason.
Oh, you don't need that.
They should change the name of the airline from Continental to Continental. I'm telling you. Yes. 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 And I know they'll bleep it.
I just want to make sure they have your website address, Joan. So send those emails right in.
But I don't know why, because at this age, I'm trying to be a good person.
Well, and I think you are a good person, honestly.
Well, to a point. But I do a lot of charity.
Yes. Like what kind of charity, for example? Tell people what you're involved with.
Well, now Melissa and I are here to do, there's a suicide dinner tomorrow night that we're hosting. I don't know if we're for or against it, but I know that we're, well, you know, they just say it's for suicide, so you hope that
Right.
it's, you know. You don't know. And you know, I'm very close because my husband killed himself.
About 20 years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Yes.
my fault.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yes. Yes, we were making love, and I took the bag off my head, and... try living with that.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Try living with that one.
That's sad. That's
Yeah.
very sad.
And the whole thing, because death is, you know...
Well, how did you celebrate then afterwards? You want a spirit to live on. What did you do?
Well, I had him cremated
Right.
because he had left in his will. It was not a... It was kind of like the Schwarzeneggers at the end. You know, it wasn't that good. And, you know what I'm saying. It was good. But he left in his will that I would have to visit him if I wanted the money. I'd have to visit him every single day.
Oh,
So I had him cremated.
right.
And I sprinkled him in Bergdorf Goodman.
Right.
And I see him every single day.
That's very sweet.
Every single day.
That's very touching. Very
Are
touching.
you going to be cremated? What are you
Yes,
gonna-
I am. I'm going to be cremated.
I'm going to be cremated.
Any minute now.
Aren't-
You're right back with Joan Rivers, everybody. Thank you, Paul. Now, you've got a birthday
Oh, don't remind me.
next month. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind, can I ask you how old you are? I know it's impolite. I know how old you are, but I mean, what's that?
I'm 77.
78?
78.
Good for you. That's nice.
I said they applaud. You know why they applaud? Because they're New Yorkers and they figure, oh, another year and there'll be an apartment available. Yeah. I hate old people. Don't you hate old people?
No, I don't hate old people. But
I
they.
hate old people.
Oh, you hate old people. Yeah. No, I don't know that I do.
Oh, first of all, they're so proud. I'm 92 years old, and you smell. I mean, it's hate, and they always in front of you online at Costco, buying in bulk. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
It makes You're 86 years old. Why are you buying 19 jars of mayonnaise? What is your problem, you old bitch?
Yeah.
And then they go to sign the check. That's an hour and a half.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I always go, boo! And that's
Yeah.
the end of that.
Yeah. It's funny, I don't see you in line at Costco, but
I'm a
you're
shopper.
there.
Melissa and I,
you go there to Costco.
we own
yeah.
this site now called Shopperati.
Shopperati.
Yeah.
What will you do there?
You get the 4 best bargains every day that are on television. We take it down, and if you're not into shopping, but see, I'm a shopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to shop a lot.
You're like the princess of sales.
I have said, what's the joke? I have said, charge more often than Custer. You know, all those terrible, those terrible jokes. But Melissa and I now we own that, and we also
You are rolling in dough, right?
No,
No,
I
yeah,
would,
yeah, no.
I've
'Cause-
always been the one that didn't get the big deal.
No, because I remember years and years ago you had that jewelry thing. With
Yes,
the,
QVC.
The QVC, and the people said, she is printing her own money there.
Yeah, and that's the trouble. I was printing my own money. No, but now I'm hoping to go to jail and meet Bernie Madoff. But
Yeah.
handsome if you squint.
Yeah. Well, isn't everyone?
Yeah. But
you're here in New York City in the spring. What a beautiful day today. You love it coming here, right?
Because I like doing the charity. I'm not making
Yeah.
I do charity now with the Kardashians.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, don't you love those girls?
Yes, I
The 3 of them, all lined up, they look like the post of the ascent of man. They are just... I love them. We do a thing, we do Feels on Wheels, which is a very nice...
Feels on Wheels.
Feels on Wheels.
Feels on Wheels.
It's it's a charity, it's sex for old people who can't get out of the house. Once a month, you ring their bell, ding dong.
Yeah.
Hello, lady. Hi, pop. And then you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Thank you, lady.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
See you in a month.
I'll give you my address. Yeah. Oh. Well, God bless you.
But I think, you know who got me into charity? Sean Penn.
Well, no, he's tremendous. What a humanitarian.
Yes, he called me up, and we went to the city, the wet city, the one that got wet, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yes, and he said, Dave, you do good, and you also get photographed, so it's nice. And we're in this boat. It was really great. It was Sean and me, and nice group. We had my makeup person and my hairdresser and my PR person, and we had People Magazine and Entertainment Weekly, and we had sandwiches. We were rowing around. It was very nice. Hello, hello. And then every once in a while, like a hand would come up, to get in the boat. No, full boat, full boat.
Full boat, yeah. Right. Well, that's just part of it, really. Yeah.
Get your own damn boat.
Yeah. What? Again, now, Joan, one more time. What is Continental changing the name? What? I just want to make sure. I don't want there to be any mistake about this. What was it again? All right. Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen, Fashion Police, Fridays at 10:30 p.m. on E! Good to see you. God bless you, my friend. Our first guest tonight is a comedy legend, and she stars in it's a reality show with her and her daughter entitled Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best. You can see it Tuesdays on, really, We TV? Honestly, what is We?
WE. It's like
We TV.
that's a network.
Is it really a network? We.
That's a
What
network.
other shows do they have? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Me TV. I'm completely confused.
Yes,
Now I know. It's not me. It's
It's
we.
we.
See. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Joan Rivers.
there's we. I do we, Joan and Melissa. I do E, Fashion Police.
All right.
And I do QVC, Jewelry.
So it's very confusing. There are literally 1,000 channels now.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Now, I bet you knew Charlie Callis, probably worked with Charlie Callis.
I never worked with him, but he was funny.
Yeah, yeah. But
Good old-
did you understand the huh?
Well, do I understand anything?
No, well, that's true.
No.
Yeah. How are you? And how's everybody? How's the family?
Great, terrific.
You have
Just
a
came back.
grandson?
My grandson, 11. Just took,
my
and
God.
busy. Just took.
What's
him
his
on,
name? Toby?
No, it could be, but no, we call him Cooper.
Cooper. Oh, I see.
Cooper.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
It's as close as you're
I
gonna
just thought
get.
I'd take a shot.
Yeah, Cooper. What the hell? But no, we just came back. We did two things. We went to Wyoming.
Oh, that's great.
If you're athletic, you know what I'm
Really?
saying? The only sports I like to ski because you don't have to shave your legs. That's the only saving grace. But otherwise, and I did the Iditarod once.
The dog sled?
Yeah, where you go across Alaska.
Really?
And but I did the gay Iditarod, so that was a lot easier, you know. 4 poodles. You know, you stop for quiche. You know,
I heard nothing about it.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
that's good. Yeah. So you're out in Wyoming, and what kind of things did you do then?
Probably as little as possible.
Right.
Because I don't like to, you know, I've had so much face work. Like, I go to a tennis match, I don't like to turn my head back and forth because you're ruining, that's thousands of dollars down
Yeah,
the
hard on,
toilet.
sure.
So, and I know your next question is going to be, have you had enough? Everyone always asks me, when is
with
enough?
the surgery, yes. Have you had enough?
Well, I haven't. My good friend is Goldie Hawn, who I think...
Oh, she's, yeah.
That's well, she allegedly has been pulled so tight they say
Yeah.
when she swallows she has an orgasm. I don't
Really?
know. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Really? I mean,
don't
I
know.
guess.
You hear
Hard
Dave,
to believe
you hear
anatomically.
rumors.
Oh, sure, you hear things.
You
Yeah.
hear things.
Yeah.
But it's hard for an actress to get older. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
sure.
very,
Yeah.
very difficult. And to say I'm no longer sexy. You know,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, no names, Joan Collins, she has a pacemaker, and she went into a wet T-shirt contest.
Oh.
And well, she got electrocuted. Her hair just went like this.
Really. Hair. Wow.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. You
gotta-
really have to. You got to be careful.
But sex, you know, like I watch your show and they all come on, they're all so gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm in my lady smooth, and sex plays a big part in this business. You know that.
Sure.
Betty White. I mean, we know how
Oh.
she came back. Oh, grow up.
Really. Betty White?
Yeah, suddenly she's back like
Right.
nobody ever. Come on, ask backstage. You didn't know this?
I know. It's the first time hearing
She
of it.
is known in the business as Bend Over Betty.
Bend
She
over.
is-
Wow. Bend over. Betty. Wow.
Yes. Which,
Wow.
at this age, it's difficult because she can't get back up.
Can't put her back. Yeah, that's right. But
It's hard. But
yeah, it's hard.
it's hard. Go ahead. I don't.
Between the bend over Betty and the swallowing trick, I don't know.
No, but women want to be attractive.
Of
I
course,
went to my
everybody
class
does.
reunion.
Class reunion. That's a huge mistake because I've been to one many, many years ago, and everybody is fat and old.
Oh, and it's just women dancing with urns. I mean, it was the most depressing thing I ever saw.
Really? With urns.
And I went to Barnard, you know, and these are smart women, and they all had signs on, "Hello, I used to be." I mean, it's... And they come up to you, and they try to look good, and they say, "Does my walker make me look fat?" And you don't know what to say. You know?
No, what can you say,
What do
really?
you say?
You can't say anything.
Your catheter matches your eyes.
Yeah.
Nice choice. I mean, it's hard.
It is,
for a
of course it's hard, yeah. Now, have you moved back in with your daughter, or is that just on the show?
No. The show is probably one of the real reality shows.
Oh.
Because I wanted to be closer to Cooper or Toby.
Your grandson.
I I wanted to be close to
Yeah.
both of them. And because he didn't know me. You know, he'd only seen me, I'd go out there for face work. And so he had never seen me without bandages. And so they were watching Return of the Mummy one night.
Oh, no.
And he said to Melissa, Nana. So I said, I'm moving it.
Really? Return of the Mummy. Not the mummy, the Return of the Mummy. I see. And he said, there's Grandma.
It's
Yeah.
And so I live with her. I live with them now. And that's with Joan and Melissa. Mother knows best.
Well, now, what is the show? I would think that would there'd be a lot of arguments. Just, I mean, having the cameras. I think
Two women, two strong women.
Sure.
And yeah, well, there's one scene, I think next week's episode, where she really breaks up with her boyfriend. And then there's one, we had a fight on,
what was it about?
Okay, all right. I'm your mother, and I'm living in your house. You get it?
Yeah.
In your house.
Yeah.
And she brought home a black man one night. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was furious because she didn't bring one for me. I mean, come on. This is not right.
I don't know what to say.
Do you think
No,
that's right?
I don't know what to say.
I'm your mother, and
I
you
have
forget
no
I'm
idea.
living in your house? And
But she loves you. You can tell.
Yes.
Melissa loves you, right?
Very much.
Oh, that's
very
good.
much.
Yeah.
And she worries I'm getting up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, she told me I went to New York. She said, if you don't feel good, remember, call 9112. Don't hesitate. That. She also said, which I love, she said, if you get pain, because they worry, you know. She said, if you get pains and you're short of breath, because I get nervous before the show. And she said, if you get pains and you're short of breath and you have terrible, you know, stuff coming up
Tingling,
and down your arm,
numbness.
tingling and numbness, she said, that's good. It just means you're losing weight. Go for a run. And
Wow.
well, she tries. She's trying to fix me up with Robert Blake. You know, she has... she wants me to be happy.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I'm going through bad times.
I know you lost one of
Lost
your
my
pups.
dog.
Yeah, which? How many did you have?
I have 4.
Yeah, 4.
They're all rescues. 2 in L.A., and I had I can't really, I bought a Kleenex. I really get upset. My dog, Lulu. I
What
lost
kind
my
of dog was Lulu?
She was half. I almost had her the dog show, but she's dead. She was half.
How did she die?
Well, first she was half, unusual, half pit bull and half collie.
Oh, yeah.
Which was interesting because she would rip your face off and then go for help. So it was like an interesting, an interesting breed. So.
Pitbull collie. They'll do that. I mean, that's what you get. Yeah.
A Pitley.
Yeah.
So,
And then go for help. Sure.
So we were watching one night. We were watching. You know those ASPCA? You've seen them. Those for the battered dogs. That Angel. What's it? Sarah McLachlan. The battered dogs. Do you know what I'm talking about, Paul?
I know, yeah.
What? Play the. You know the song? Oh my God! You know what I'm talking about? They play that song. And summer cages. So I was very moved, and then I found out they're actors.
What, the dogs?
They are actors.
Wow.
They get $25,000 a shot.
The animals.
Yes. So I said, Lulu, we can do this.
Yeah.
So I broke her paws, and I poked out an eye, and I really beat the crap out of her. And she looked terrible.
Right.
And we were on the way to we were in the cab, on the way to get the part, and she died.
Oh,
I was,
no.
yeah. So
Oh, no.
it upsets you.
Yeah.
Where's my Kleenex?
So many things, and I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah. My life isn't easy. It's not an easy life.
No, it's not easy. I just want to make sure people have your email address.
Oh, they know I'm just kidding.
We TV. Yeah. Is this Lulu here? Well, that's a nice touch right there.
She wouldn't have gotten on the show if she were alive.
Very thoughtful.
This is the best dog trick you've ever had.
Yes, it is. It's Joan and Melissa. Joan Knows Best. You can see it Tuesdays on We TV. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with Andrew Lincoln. Thank you, Joan.
I've been trying to get to you for a long time.
I'm telling you, if I was the president, that is the first thing I would do. I would put somebody in business, give them the startup money, and say, here, build me a $1.75 telescoping back scratcher, and while you're at it, put a light on the son of a bitch.
Inspiring, exactly. There's no reason why we can't do anything like that.
I mean, that's a million jobs right there.
There you go.
Our first guest is a comedy legend. Oh, she's got a new book, a brand new book right here, and it'll be in stores tomorrow. The name of the book, as you can see, is I Hate Everyone, Starting With Me.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, the one, the only, Joan Rivers. Everybody. I got two things. You look lovely.
Oh, please,
by the way.
this age.
Yeah. I know that you have an affinity for the royal family. So
Yes.
did you watch the Diamond Jubilee?
I was in tears, you know, because I'm very close with the Queen. It's funny, the first time I met her, you've met them, you don't know. I'd only seen her on a stamp. And the first time I met her, I was so nervous, I just went over and licked the back of her head.
So nervous.
And,
You're so nervous. Yeah, that you licked the back. Well, I can understand that,
and
sure. Yeah.
I love them, they looked happy. And Kate, it's working out, thank God, the marriage, because I was worried. She's so beautiful.
She looks like a lovely woman.
She's lovely, and he's lovely, and they started out wrong. And I told him, he gave her Princess Diana's ring. You don't give... Oh, Dave, please. Here's a girl he's in love with. Sweetheart, I want you to have my mother's ring. My mother and father hated each other. They think my brother was somebody else's. My mother was crazy on drugs, tried to kill herself. Then she screwed an Arab, and guess what? They had her killed. Good luck. I was like...
Well, I never...
Even as a Jew, I wouldn't take that ring. Even as a Jew...
So,
wouldn't take it.
let me just go back to one point. When you met the Queen, you were so nervous that you licked the back of her head.
Yes.
Oh, my God, you must have been terribly embarrassed. And now, listen, every time I see
she's
you...
balding.
You know that. Every time I see you, you've had some kind of a travel thing, and now tell me this airplane story.
Air Canada, and they were wonderful with it. We were on a plane, LA to Toronto, and lightning hit the plane. In the middle,
God.
Horrible,
Yeah.
horrible. The whole plane, and it lights up like this fire.
Yeah.
And the colors that you see are red, yellow, just like you see in a cartoon, red, yellow, orange, the whole plane. And everyone goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Right. And then nothing, because I thought it was terrorists, you know.
It's like an explosion in the...
Yeah, you hear BOOM! And they were wonderful, and they said that, they got on, they said, that's it, you know, it's fine. And that's why now I only fly JetBlue. That's all I fly. Because they don't leave the ground. Mm-hmm. You are To make you think you're in the air, the stewardess runs along the side of the plane with a picture of a cloud. So she's like,
really? Runs alongside. But now tell me about this. Did it come right through the plane
it's so fast. Mm-hmm. You just hear, and I say simultaneously, I don't know.
Yeah.
You hear boom, colors, 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 colors.
Yeah.
And the first thing you think of, that's it.
That's it, sure. Yeah, yeah.
And people were, excuse me, I mean, it was like, thank God I had my Depends on.
Yes, thank God. Yes.
People were lined up for the bathroom. I mean, it's hot. It was terrible.
Yeah, no. Do you know what altitude this took place?
We were already up in the air, as I said, LA to Toronto, fully up, so I guess it's 28,000 feet. I don't know.
And you just continued with the flight?
Continued. And then... And so and they got on. The pilot was wonderful, and he said, "We've just been hit by lightning, but these planes are meant to withstand it. So everybody just calm down." Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I was swallowing my jewelry because I figured.
Swallowing your jewelry.
If Melissa has to claim the body, she'll just say, "I want an autopsy right now."
But if that would happen often enough, they could do away with the microwaves, couldn't they? Never mind. I'm sorry, I tried. You know, you got to try.
Yeah. But it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And then you appreciate life more.
Oh, well, good. Well, I'm certainly glad you're still with us, for God's sake.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't agree.
Oh, no. Now, I want to talk to you about being back in New York, but you live here.
I live here, but I try to get out now because it's parade time.
Oh, you don't like this time of year?
Oh, you don't live in New York. Every single weekend now there is a yesterday was the Israeli parade, but that's a fast parade. That's a good parade. Because all Jews, so there's just one line. No Jew will be in the second line. You know, it's like one line. I know somebody, I am in the first row or I am not walking. So they're all in.
Yeah.
10.
I didn't know that. I tell you what, we're going to do a thing and then we'll be back here with Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you, Paul. This is no, this is not your biography. This is a memoir. This is
It's a funny
it's
book.
essays. Is that what it is?
It's just funny observations. We're getting amazing. New York Times must-read book. Everybody, People Magazine, 3.5 stars. Amazing.
No, I understand that
it's funny. Banned.
Banned. It's been banned. Who
I'm
banned it?
not allowed to say who banned it, but give me a hint. They sell in bulk. It's not Target. It's sold at Target.
Yeah.
They sell in bulk.
The Catholic Church.
Close.
Is it like one of those big box stores?
Big box stores.
Like a Costco.
Ah, I didn't say it.
Like you were struck by lightning. Now, Costco banned it?
Banned it.
Why did Costco ban the book?
Because they didn't like what I said. The outside quotes, which I thought were hilarious, and they're all true. Dr. Kevorkian, this author should be euthanized. I think that's very smart. Maria Antoinette, that's the one they didn't like. She said, "I know Joan Rivers. She shouldn't eat cake. Let her eat." And they and I took that as an advertisement for their meat department.
Yeah,
I think that was...
No. But what about the Wilt Chamberlain quote? Now, did you know Wilt Chamberlain?
Yes.
And what did he have to say about the book?
I had to change it to make it that he died. But what he said, he had...
So Costco said, no, thank you.
Now, this is a store that sells ammo. You understand? This is a store that takes a 500-pound woman and sells her a pallet of Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
And they don't like this.
Yeah, well, that's their loss.
Their loss.
Yeah,
You can buy it at Target, Amazon.
It's going to be a huge bestseller. Now, what do you talk about in the book?
I hate everything.
You hate everything. Like, have you felt that way all your life?
Yes.
Oh.
But hate is good. Love is not so good.
Really?
But, no. Listen, you can't get herpes from hate. You know what I mean? It's a whole...
Certainly food for thought. Well,
Love it.
with that in mind, here it is. And you can buy this in stores tomorrow. And it's going to be an enormous bestseller. Joan, thank you very much. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Nice job as always.
Good to
Thank
see
you. We'll be right back with Indianapolis 500 winner Dario Franchitti, everybody. was that? What was that song where it's got some? I like songs that have that hip hip in them. And there was remember like a blue steel or blue suede or
Yeah. Blue Suede's version of Hooked on a Feeling.
Hooked on a Feeling.
Ooga chugga.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooga chugga. Ooga chugga. We're going to send that one out to you later on.
Oh, I'm looking forward to a little ooga chugga.
Ooga chugga.
Hang on to your wigs and keys. Our first guest tonight, comedy legend and star of the popular reality series entitled Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best. You can see it Saturdays at 9 p.m. on Wee TV. The hell is Wee TV?
No, it's a thing the kids are listening.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Joan Rivers.
I'm upset.
What's the matter?
I'm upset because it's Wee TV. Every time I come on,
we talk about it,
and you say, "What the hell is?"
Well,
Wee?
what is Wee TV? What does Wee mean? W-E?
Who
is it?
cares?
Yeah.
They pay the bills.
Is it a cable outlet? Is that what it is?
That's so cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
That is so vicious.
I want just sitting here.
And I had.
I want to ask you about Melissa. I don't think I've ever met your daughter. Have I?
She's fabulous. Yeah, and we're living together now because of the reality show.
Do you mind if I ask you? She's a grown son, not grown, but 10 or 11 or something.
12. Yeah.
12 years old.
Having trouble.
Whoa, nice guy.
No, I'm going to say no. I hate my grandson. Yeah, sure. It's like,
well, that's clumsy. I meant, what kind of things does the kid do? What does he?
You know, it's like when people say, my grandson is attractive. Have you ever had anyone say to you, "I have an ugly grandchild"?
No.
Wouldn't that be great? My grandson is a pig. You go. It makes sense. Look at you. It makes sense. But
any similarity? Does he look a little like you?
Well, when he was born, the nurse was going, "Oh, he's got your nose, he's got your nose." And she was a liar because I didn't have the nose, so I was 31. But, you know.
Oh, God.
Because your child is small.
9 years old.
Already?
Yeah, 9. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yes.
And I don't know what to talk to a 12-year-old boy about.
Well, what do you do when he comes over?
Well, the old days, you know, I said, well, I'll figure out what to do. I'll just call Michael Jackson, and he'll know what to do. But we can't do that anymore.
No, those were the old days. Yeah.
And he's mad at me now because he thinks
your grandson is mad at you? Oh, no.
Yeah, I squandered, he thinks, his college fund on Spanx. And it's just...
Let me see if I have this right. You took the money you had saved up for his college, and you spent it all on Spanx. That's a lot.
It's a lot, but there's a lot going on here.
Hey, did you enjoy the Academy Awards?
Well, I do it again for E, not we. E, fashion.
You're the red carpet for the E.
The E. Mm-hmm. And did you enjoy the Academy Awards?
Well, I didn't see it.
You didn't see them?
No.
Oh,
I slipped and hit my head in the tub.
By choice.
No, I had things to do. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Well, a lot of new faces on a lot of old bodies.
Sure.
That was coming around. And, two disappointments,
What do you
Dave.
think? What do you
Two
think?
disappointments. One, they said you are going to be right next to Brad Pitt, and I got so excited, and I really thought so because there was a booster seat, but he never showed. And the other was I met Adele.
You met Adele?
Yeah.
Oh,
Has she been on the show?
She won. Oh yeah, a lovely woman.
Oh yeah. No, she's thin. Can we just talk to each other here? You know, what is this song, Rolling in the Deep?
Yeah.
She should add fried chicken. It is just... And we got along, you know, and she kept saying, she was very scared because she sang at the awards.
Oh, sure. Did she sing it live or did she?
Yes, she sang live and she was saying, my throat, I don't know if I can swallow. And I said, oh, Yeah, you can swallow. There's no question. Don't
Yeah.
you worry.
No, you can swallow. Sure.
But it was. You know what I don't like about those award shows?
What's
The crocodile tears.
Well, people pretending to be.
I don't deserve this way the other.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many crocodile tears since I shot my last pocketbook. I mean, it is
Really?
just Anne Hathaway.
Talented actress.
Beyond talented.
A lovely woman.
Well, but very, very, very talented. But I mean,
Yeah.
she was saying, I lost all that weight. She was on for Les Mis. I lost all that weight for Les Mis, and now I want you to pig out. I want you to pig out. So she said, it was in the New York Times. I ate a baked potato and a tomato. It's like a convict saying after 30 years,
sure.
I want to have hot sex, so I called Joan Rivers. I mean, that's not big enough.
Well, no, I'd make that call.
Oh, you'd
Sure.
be disappointed.
No, I'd make it go. No.
Oh, my body's had it.
But you know what? I saw some footage of Jennifer Lawrence, who's like
Beautiful.
a kid. She's 22 years old.
Yeah, and
so
talented.
Oh my God, beyond talented,
Yeah.
and normal and nice.
Well, we don't know nice. She may change. They all change.
Oh, she won't change.
Oh,
No,
you
she-
wanna
no,
bet?
Oh, yeah, I'll bet. She's
Meryl Streep went over and slapped me across the face. They changed.
really. Meryl Streep slapped you.
Yeah.
But she.
Well, I called her a bitch to her face, and she got
But the poor Jennifer Lawrence hit the
Tripped.
deck. Yeah,
Tripped.
I felt so bad for her.
Yeah. And she doesn't have that big breast, so she went down. She wasn't paying it. That happened to me once because I tripped over my breast because, it's down there. Just
Actually tripped over your breast.
Well, that's the age. I woke up this morning and
Yeah.
I wanted to give me a pedicure to look nice.
Oh, thank you.
On
I
the
appreciate-
show,
yeah,
and
that's
I
good.
kept saying, "Why 12 toes?" It just.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Did I say
Let me tell you something.
one more
That's
thing?
as unpleasant a thing as I have heard in years.
I'm going to tell you something worse.
My God. Why 12 toes? Joan.
Dave,
Yeah.
my body is so
All right,
much.
let's move on to something else.
I wear an Ugg brassiere.
You wear what?
An Ugg
An
brassiere.
Ugg brassiere. Now let me, and I don't want to turn the mood here.
turn the mood.
But you know what I've noticed? You get to be a certain age, and this is sad, but everybody has this. You spend a lot more time at funerals. Have you experienced
Oh,
that?
my God, yes.
Yeah.
Today, I came to say,
Today.
well, they're dropping like flies, my group. It's just going. And it's sad. And you know what I don't like? The hypocrisy of the ministers. They all say the same thing. Oh, she's in a better place. What are you talking about? She had a house in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
She's not in a better place. Not in a better place. She's dead.
House in Hamptons. Sure.
And all of them.
Out
you
there
know what?
counting her toes.
That she couldn't bend over.
All right.
She bent over, she can't get up. That's no, but the sad thing is, women, and not so much men, because men, look better as they get older. Women.
Now, is that true,
Oh
really?
yes. Oh yeah.
Or is that
Women-
just something women think about men and men think about women? I mean, I could say the same thing about women. Women seem to be getting, as they mature, they're actually lovelier.
Oh, come on, no. But and the ones that are in trouble, and I won't mention names, Goldie Hawn. I will not mention names.
Thank you for you're the soul of discretion.
She always says to me, "Would you believe I've got a grown-up daughter?" And you want to go, "Yes, yes."
She's lovely,
She's
Goldie Hawn.
lovely, but she's old.
Oh, really? How old is Goldie Hawn?
She's a year older than me, so she's 108. And it's
But if we can't laugh about it, then what?
I don't know.
All right. Now, this show on the Wii network,
Wii
network, it'll be you and your sister and
my daughter.
your daughter. It's you and your sister. What if there was another one? Oh my God! And the fun you and Melissa have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, and you know best. That's JKB. Joan knows best. Yeah, you can see it Saturdays now, 9 p.m. on the Wii TV. God bless you, Joan.
I love you. Good to see you.
Take care of yourself. Nice job.
Great to see you.
We'll be right back with Jimmy Johnson, the Daytona 500 winner. Yamana. Our first guest is a comedy legend, and she has written her 12th book. 12th
How about that?
book, ladies and gentlemen. It's Diary of a Mad Diva. You can purchase it now. Here she is, the one, the only, Joan Rivers, everybody. You doing all right? Good to see you.
Well,
Very, very nice. The crowd goes wild.
they must know something we don't know. Like I'm going to die. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to get right to this. I was watching the CNN thing.
Yes.
And you got, the woman was interviewing you. What was the woman's name?
I don't know.
Yeah. And you felt that she was being...
Very judgmental, very nasty,
Negative.
very opinionated.
Negative. Mm-hmm.
Negative. It was like my wedding night, you know? It was like just... And how long have you interviewed people? There's certain things, when someone sits down, you don't say, you look nice, but what's that smell? That starts an interview wrong.
You don't want to do that, no.
You know, it's like when you talk to the Olsen twins, you don't say things like, so what's your favorite place to vomit? I mean, there's certain things...
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
But now I watched it, and it didn't seem to me like she was that tough on you.
She was asking negative questions.
Negative questions.
It's a funny book.
Right, talking about the book.
Talking about the book.
And what kind of questions was she asking that were negative? About your, you're wearing a fur coat?
You're wearing fur!
Yeah.
You're wearing fur!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the Kardashians. It comes, it grows.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, yeah.
And then...
What am I supposed to do?
And then they said, oh, well, you're mean to people who wear dresses and stuff on the red carpet.
Well, no, she said, you're mean. Yeah, I'm not mean to people. My job is on Fashion Police. Your job is to interview. My job is to say, this one looked good, this one looked bad. And you can't have... Fashion... Style is like... It's like herpes. You either have it or you don't. And, and you say what you know. You know... Everything was very negative.
But now here's, boy, what is that first place or was did you podium? God, that's a beauty.
You know, you're the first man that even attempted to touch
come
there.
on. Yeah, no.
Except, don't go there. Don't go there.
But now here's my point. This woman, this news anchor person,
A serious anchor person.
yes,
Serious.
But you, my friend, there's not a person in the world that can carry your purse. You could have just bang, 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 and turned it. Somebody gives you lemons. What do? You make the lemonade.
I did. I did for the first 4 questions. And then the 5th question, you know, at one point you go, I'm 81 years old.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Melissa's waiting. She's Melissa, every time she says, how are you? I go, fine. You hear like, It's like...
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could have made mincemeat out of this
You don't want to
interview.
hurt her. You know, she was a nice girl. I mean, she claimed that she'd had nothing. I don't like when a woman says to you, I've done nothing. They're 49 years old. They're talking through the part in their hair. She's done something. You know, I've done nothing. So that ticked me off. Yeah. Woman had hemorrhoids behind her ears.
Now,
I mean, she's been pulled.
But, so, and a lot. I don't even know what that means. No, I don't care what it means.
It means she's been pulled.
Okay, fine. Who cares? Now listen, and so now people say, well, it was a publicity stunt to promote the book.
Oh, just the opposite. Because you know, I'm easy to work with. I mean, I'm up for an Activia commercial. I don't, you know. I'm so nervous because I lost out on the Depends, and
Really?
remember June Allison?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm June Allison. While I'm talking to you, I'm taking a dump. I mean, it was one of the great commercials. Great commercial. Great commercial. And
Congratulations.
So, where you from? I'll just take over. I'll talk to me. So, Joan, what else? Well, how's your sex life, you old bitch? Thank you for asking. My vagina is so dry. How dry is your vagina? I took a bath and all the water went whoosh. We'll be right back after this.
Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen.
What a great audience.
Well, it's because you're here. They're happy to see you. Let's talk about the book. You've written 12 books.
12 books.
Now, how is this book? I would think that after 10, maybe you've told it all.
No, it's not about, it's just funny. It's just funny little...
It is literally a diary. Is that
But
correct?
a diary in the sense that my editor said, whatever makes you laugh that day, write it down. So it's not like, today I went to the store, you know, and a lady was mean to me. I wrote, I fly all the time,
Right.
you know.
Sure.
And you know how often you say funny things, so I wrote that I hate children on planes, because I hate children on planes. And it's, if abortion were retroactive, I mean, it's just like, I hate. So I write that, and it's just fun. It's just a funny
Things that
book.
occur to you during the day. So, some of them are real, some of them are fanciful.
Most fanciful.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a reading prepared for us?
No. It doesn't read as funny as you know.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No.
Just try. Just
No,
turn
there's-
any page.
Well, there's one thing on Anne Frank who I'm sick of.
Oh, no. Oh.
And, she's a very good friend, but she's a bit of a blowhard. She wrote one book, and every time we have dinner, I'm an author, I'm a best. One damn book. I've written 12 books, and hers doesn't even have an ending. She's not that good a writer. The Nazis are coming up,
Now,
not an ending, Anne.
now, what about sometimes like famous people?
Yeah, Meryl Streep is very.
Oh, Meryl Streep. Yeah, now
very angry at me.
Oh, she's angry.
Very angry, and I don't know why, because I think she's a brilliant author. I think she's a brilliant actress.
Actress, that's
Did
right.
you see her as Lincoln? I thought. Oh my God! Better than when she was Precious. She can do anything. Remember His Precious?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I didn't know, but
20-year-old
I'll
fat
take your
black
word.
girl. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And I said to her, Merle, so you pronounce her name.
Oh, yeah.
Merle. You were brilliant.
Yeah.
Where the you going? Merle.
Dwight, I think now would be a good time to leave for California. It's Diary of a Mad Diva. Here, ladies and gentlemen, right here is the Mad Diva. It's Joan Rivers. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Joan. We'll be right back with Keith Olbermann, everybody. Well, we learned earlier today that Joan Rivers passed away at the age of 81. Yeah, she had, as we know, problems with the surgery, I guess, a week ago or so, and it seemed hopeful for a while, but it did not turn out that way. And today she sadly passed away. There was complications of some surgery. I don't know the full details, but the sad truth is that she's gone. And now here's a woman. I don't know, a real pioneer for other women looking for careers in stand-up comedy. And this woman would talk about guts. And by the way, she was indefatigable. She would be on this show, she would be on all of the shows, and she would work about 300 dates a year. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of travel. And she would go out, and she was 81 years old out doing it. And funny today as she was when she first got into show business, and talk about guts. She would come out here and sit in this chair and say some things that were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just where you would have to swallow pretty hard and twice. But it was hilarious, and she stood behind her jokes, and to my knowledge would say these things and never apologize, because she always felt, hey, I'm a comedian, these are jokes, there are no victimless jokes, and she was harder on herself than anybody, really. She would tell these god-awful jokes about herself. So she felt like, look, if I'm going to tell them about myself, then there are some other people out there that grow up. These are just jokes, ladies and gentlemen. And she, yeah, that's right. And of course, we all got to know her daughter, Melissa, and she had a grandson by the name of Cooper. But here's something I did not realize about Joan Rivers. In addition to everything else, she had a line of stuff she sold on QVC or something.
Sure.
A line of jewelry.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just a money-making machine. She sold 12 best-selling books. 12 best-selling. I haven't. I haven't read 12 books.
I'm telling.
And she was, when we were back at the NBC, she had not done the show for quite a while. She had her own show on Fox. Remember
That's right.
that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That later became the Arsenio Hall
That's
show
correct. She had it
something.
first.
But she had it first. And so then when her show went away, she would start being a guest on our show. And I can remember the first time she came out and sat down, and I was stunned and surprised because, oh my God, the force and power of her comedy was overwhelming. And I said to people, I didn't remember that she was that funny. But by God, she was all her life. And Paul, you had an experience with Joan Rivers not that long ago, didn't you?
First of all, 81, and earlier the same week she had killed in a club, a theater here in Manhattan. So she's working right up to the end.
That's right.
My daughter had a senior
And let me interrupt, but as she always said, she had hoped to die on stage. And so she came probably as close as you can.
As you'd want to, yes, as you'd want to come, I would say. But anyway, my daughter said, can you call Joan Rivers for me? I want her in my senior project. I want to interview her about women broadcasters. And I said, she's so busy, and she's 81. And my daughter, just give her a try. I called her office, got right back to me. She said, of course, when do you need her? And this is an 81-year-old woman who is doing,
Right.
flying here and there, and 2 episodes of Fashion Police, and then flying coast to coast again. Absolutely. What time? Oh, well, when do you need her? That's all she said.
Yeah.
What do I wear?
Yeah, so
that's
she
it.
was ready to go.
I'm telling you.
Doing a favor for you and your daughter.
I'm such a fan.
Yeah, yeah. And again, we always talk about Barbara Walters being a pioneer and a role model for young women. And it used to be a time when young women were not getting into broadcast journalism. Yes. Well, Barbara Walters changed all that. And I think the same can be said in terms of show business for Joan Rivers. So it's terribly sad. 81, by the way, is not that young anymore, not that old anymore, is
Right.
it? Yeah, no, not that old anymore, especially when you're 67.
Well,
So, once again, more bad news from the world of show business. Joan Rivers, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry she's gone. Now, we will be right back with Steve Buscemi, ladies and gentlemen.